Hi, this is a Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, June 30th, 2018. Looking at the impacts over the next few days, today we are looking at cooler temperatures across the northern part of the Great Basin. You can see those areas highlighted in blue here on the map. And further to the south and east, we will see dry, gusty, and unstable weather conditions across the orange highlighted areas on the map today. As we move into Sunday, we'll see a bit of a break with no significant impacts expected. But that changes as we move into Monday, as we see a return of dry and breezy conditions for Monday and Tuesday. Over the past 24 hours, there's really not too much in the way of precipitation across the Great Basin. We did see some showers and thunderstorms across northeastern Idaho. Fire activity has picked up quite a bit across the Great Basin. It has been quite dry across the Great Basin over the past 30 days. The image on the left shows observed precipitation over that period, and you can see that most of the precipitation has been focused across the northern part of the Great Basin. That image on the right shows how that precipitation compares to normal, and portions of Idaho have been around normal, but pretty much the entire remainder of the area has been below normal over that period. With that below normal precipitation and hotter than average conditions across the south, ERCs have really climbed across the area. You can see many RAW stations reporting ERCs above the 97th percentile across southeastern Utah. Taking a look in a little more detail, looking at how that's trended over the past couple of months, you can see that green line is the observed ERC, and there have been some dips, but we are getting into record territory in many locations across the Great Basin right now. Live fuel moisture also shows quite dry conditions across the area. Some locations reporting record low live fuel moisture conditions, but all sites shown here below what we would normally see this time of year. Looking at satellite today, there's a high pressure system across or just off the coast of the United States that is pushing some cooler air into the northern part of the Great Basin, and so we will see some below normal temperatures across the north today. Again, looking at today's general weather pattern, you can see that high pressure off the west coast of the United States, with dry conditions across the southwestern part of the Great Basin and more moisture further north. We are concerned about gusty winds across eastern and southern Utah this afternoon and into the Arizona Strip. You can see those areas that we're concerned about highlighted in orange on our significant fire potential map. Taking a look in a little more detail, you can really see, looking from the relative humidity forecast on the left, that it will be quite dry across the area this afternoon, and we are looking at some areas of gusty winds this afternoon. As we move into Sunday, we continue to see cooler temperatures across the north, though things will warm up a bit across the area. We'll continue to be quite dry, with single-digit relative humidities expected across much of the southern part of the Great Basin, and some gusty winds expected on Sunday as well. On Monday, we will continue to see dry conditions across the south, with cooler and wetter conditions further north. Looking at that in a bit more detail, you can see that there are some areas of gusty winds expected on Monday across portions of the area, though those wind speeds will generally remain below critical values, and again, remaining quite dry across the southern part of the Great Basin on Monday. So over the next 3 days, not too much precipitation expected across the Great Basin. It will continue to be quite dry across the area. On Tuesday, we will start to see those winds increase as another system makes its way into the Great Basin. We are highlighting all of Utah, the Arizona Strip, and portions of eastern and southern Nevada with that wind threat for Tuesday. Then as we move into Wednesday, July 4th, you can see really dry conditions across the area, but the good news is those winds will decrease a little bit on Wednesday for the fireworks expected across many areas. As we move into Thursday, we see another system making its way into the Great Basin that will serve to increase winds across portions of the area. Then on Friday, we continue to see that system impacting the area. The models are beginning to hint at some moisture making its way into the southeastern part of the area, possibly our first monsoonal surge of the year. But we'll have to keep our eye on that, as models have a hard time determining exactly where and when that monsoonal moisture usually makes its way up into the Great Basin. Over the next 7 days, again, it looks really dry across the Great Basin, not much in the way of precipitation across the area. Finally, in the 8 to 14 day outlook, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures across the entire area, and they are hinting at above normal precipitation across the south. This would be a pretty strong return of the monsoon, which again is always hard to predict, so we will continue to watch this and see how the models evolve. That's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.